good money on them, and they look so pretty on the shelf. See, they are meant to fit me. But I just had a trip so bad it invoked flashbacks of the last ankle break and visions of a new blue cast to match the pretty blue skies that I will only get to see from my pretty blue sheets if I break this ankle because of these shoes. But these are my shoes. I spent years trying to grow into them, time trying to fill them, collecting diploma after diploma, degree after degree, flying from country to country and bouncing from continent to continent so fast they should have called me airplane. All just to make a name, pave a way, implement a well-laid plan that seems to have found its own way, and I thought these were my shoes. It's like 30. I had plans for 30. We were meant to stroll hand in hand into fun. Having got the basics down, you know the drill. Husband, check. Career, double check. House, check. Kids, yeah. I don't know, let's say half check. The job center wasn't on my list when I was making those plans, but yeah, I had plans for 30. Now I see her about a week off and my heart beats so fast until my chest can't hold it, but my eyes behold it, racing down the street as if to beg time to slow down, stand still and wait just for one moment long enough to let me breathe, one moment long enough to realize one dream, one moment where clarity marries me and gives me a clue about the genesis to my exodus from what I thought was a well-laid plan. Lot, he got what he wanted. Abraham looked like he didn't, but eventually he got what God promised. Look who fared better. These are my shoes. I don't know why they still don't fit right, but these are my shoes. So, channeling Abraham, I'm just going to stand here, sit here, kneel here, wait here until God hears and feels my shoes. Thanks. Second piece I'm going to do tonight is called My Country. I'm 97% Nigerian. 3% accounts for 1, whenever I'm at an airport, 2, whenever I'm applying for a job, 3, when I don't want people to gate crash my party with about 8 or 9 people and expect me to be grateful, like Nigerians like to do. Those 3 times I'm British, down to the passport, minus the accent, it never stuck. So, I'm talking about Nigeria. Land of my birth. It was never hard for me to see your charm or the beauty innate within you. It was sun-kissed people of all ages, hue and size, beaming life and boasting culture. It was big, fat women dancing bare feet, moving buttocks to the speed of light. It was big outdoor parties where the women cooked and laughed for hours, and my mother always told me it was the sweat dripping into the pounded yam that made it taste better. It was days spent on beaches, watching Atlantic waves big enough to carry me away. It was swimming in warm springs where hot met cold and the beauty of life was there, but inexplicable it was. Boarding school days. Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, laughing at our similarities and shaking heads at our differences. It was time spent with family when there was always family and there was always time. It was never hard for my young mind to see your charm, and what I didn't see, they taught me. They taught me of oil wells running deep in the Niger Delta enough so we would never have to beg, borrow, or steal. They taught me of gas reserves, coal, lead, limestone, tin, and gold. They taught me of mining possibilities that could eradicate poverty's atrocities. They taught me of fertile lands and how we were once the world's largest exporter of groundnuts, coconuts, cocoa, palm oil, and sugar cane. They taught me of a tropical paradise with rainforests, savanna grasslands, mangrove swamps, waterfalls, rivers, beaches, and wonders that would make an atheist see God. They taught me about a nation rich with people, customs, endless natural resources, and hearts like the sun, which keep shining even when monsoon rays fall. If I knew nothing else, I knew we were blessed. So, how is it that these days, when I see you, I see all your beauty, but only as one looking through rose-tinted glasses? What we exported, we imported. What we have in abundance, we lack. After so many rulers whose only leadership qualities entail leading us to the mouth of the abyss, where we now hang, tilting dangerously, threatening to fall and never return. I can't see you. What was has now been looted by corruption, greed, and mismanagement, using your sons and daughters as foot soldiers. Where they should have built, they have broken down everything but their castles, flourishing in stolen prosperity mansions, enjoying the sight of their brothers begging for crumbs. They handed in their souls for states and stakes in the stock market, trading blood for oil. Our futures for private jets, our education for material wealth stored in hard-to-reach places, and having debased us, they exchanged food for subservience, money for votes, job for silence, and morals for status. So these days when I picture you, I see you clearly but teary-eyed, emaciated from all those who constantly take and give nothing back, violated by your own children who come to power just to rape you and then mutilate you enough so they can still leave with a little piece of you. I think of you. I'm picturing fish-filled waters now emptied by all spills too many to count. I'm thinking of executions of the Kansara weavers and the Delegiwas who made their voices count. I think of you, and extrajudicial killings come to mind, like the OD massacre in 1999. A whole town burnt to the ground, with 2,500 civilians losing their lives at the hands of police doing everything but protect and serve. I think of the absence of accountability, and I think of greed. Of people crippled by poverty, allowing themselves to be used by those who pretend to have their best interests at heart, whilst simply inflicting terror in the name of God, in the name of ethnicity, in the name of justice. Justice? Where is justice? When we fail to prosecute those who have sucked the nation dry of its hope, its promise, its bank accounts. Where is justice when Boko Haram bombs persistently and the government does nothing? Where is justice when the majority live on $1 a day and the presidential food budget for a year is 1 billion naira? Where is justice when instead of fixing roads, the president's priority is naming a district after himself? Where is justice when clearly our lives have no value unless they can be battered like currency? My country, land of my birth. I think of you and water falls from my eyes like waterfalls in Cross River State, but these don't fall pretty. Struggling to see through the tears, I lift my rose-tinted glasses, trying to spot hope on the horizon, hoping to see people possessed with that Ganifawa-Imi spirit that stood uncompromisingly for justice and undiluted democracy, instead of just fools demonstrating crazy. Occasionally, I see hope. I see her jump. Like January 2012 mass protest, when the people said, "You may kill me, but I will not be silenced." I keep watching. I watch and hope. And I hope in time, corruption will be ostracized, potential will be realized, and my country will again awaken to all its beauty that lies deep within. Next one's called Our Generation. I think when I first did it, I called it This Generation, but someone told me since that there's no such thing between our generation and their generation, because what we do affects the people after us, what the people before us did affects us, so our generation. Is this our future? Age 13. Convicted of robbery, he said, "We used to be friends, but then his girl became my girl," and he started acting funny. Called me a prick. I didn't get why he was so angry, but I know no one disrespects me, so to pay him back, I decided I'll rob him. Even now as I speak, I can still see the milk in this boy's face as he recounted exploits that made my head race. I remember the look on his mother's face when, speaking about his victims, he said he shouldn't have gotten upset over a girl. There are bare girls everywhere. I can have whoever I want. It's just a girl in it. Flanked by his mother on one side and his sister on the other, this little boy, convinced of his manhood, could not fathom the disrespect entailed in treating their femininity as a commodity. He demanded respect in the same breath as he abused it, failing to see that his concept of it was a falsehood. And besides, to properly arrive at manhood, you have to allow room for childhood. But can I blame him really when clearly someone reneged on fatherhood. Is this our future? Age 14. Assault. He said he called me an Irish ginger cunt, and I can't take kindly to people insulting or disrespecting me, so I set him on fire. No, I don't find that dire. I have no problems with anger. It provoked much laughter, and he got what he deserved. Messing with a gangster. I was meant to speak words of wisdom, ask probing questions, provoke targeted self-searching, but momentarily dumbfounded into silence, I wondered, when did a good punch-up become outdated and setting someone alight or stabbing them up become highly rated, and any opportunity for common sense become frustrated by egos too big for the bodies they weigh down? Maybe it's the age creeping up on me. Or maybe it just is what it is. But when I consider the exploits of this generation, wonder dumbfounds me into hopelessness as I ponder on what aspect of apparent stupidity beguiles with such intensity that they are so quickly converted to a religion that promises only jail or death. I ponder with every passing breath until perspective breaks into my thoughts to remind me this is the plague of humanity. Always in pursuit of an exaggerated sense of importance, we chase celebrity, trying to be or be with the mighty. The young come in tow with errant individuality, acting tough, but betraying delicate sensitivity, watching and copying as we devoid respect of its mutuality, chasing misplaced goals with myopic intensity. So, is it really a surprise, this proclivity for criminality, when looking all around our standards denote nothing but futility? If this is not to be our future, then there must be a re-education which takes its foundations in you and me and spreads its roots until it gains proliferation in the youth of our generation, so that understanding our equality we strive for true community, and then just maybe, looking at the next generation, there won't be a question. It will just be a statement affirmed with pride when we say, this is our future. Thanks. Cool. My last piece is called Journey to Who I Am. If you know that you're special, you were born special, you are amazing, I'm going to ask you who you are, and I'd like you to shout it out. Not if you think, if you know. Just shout, I am amazing, and stress every syllable, so I'll try it. Who are you?
Amazing.
Yeah, lots of people think they don't know, so let's try that again. Who are you?
I am amazing.
Yeah, next time. Next time someone asks me who I am, I'll tell them. I'll tell them that I'm an amazing, God-like specimen, painstakingly crafted in God's own image, and I will mean every single word of it. See, for far too long, all I felt was invisible. I didn't like myself, couldn't recognize myself, so every time I stepped out, confidence was lacking and questions were abounding. Looking around me didn't help. It just made me wonder why my face wasn't spotless, my boobs didn't grow quicker, my hips weren't wider, my stomach not flatter, my waist not smaller, my teeth not whiter, my grades not higher, my swag not flyer. This could go on forever, but basically, the world made me wonder, and every time I stepped out, confidence was lacking and questions were abounding. With teenage years came cross-continental migration, and that didn't help matters. You see, this new culture was such a frustration. My new peers, I didn't understand a fraction. With so much opportunity, their dreams never achieved conception. Morality was missing in action. Fun was identifiable by a long list of regrettable actions. They existed just to be the center of attraction, and I to them was just a side distraction. My name, they mangled beyond recognition. My accent, they ripped to shreds with no contrition. My feelings, they crushed with no emotion, and I couldn't find myself amidst all of their commotion, so I felt invisible. Wanted reality to match my emotion, felt invisible, craved a confidence that only comes with true self-definition, so I set out to find myself. At first, I molded myself into the body of their perfection, and when they said I was beautiful, I guess I was. I lived for those moments when showering me with compliments, I saw glimmers of that confidence, that person I so badly wanted to be. I didn't know who I was, so I sold whatever that was at a high price, just so I could hear someone say, "You are beautiful." Choosing to forget all along that when he called me beautiful, he wasn't giving me an upgrade. He simply acknowledged what God made. I didn't know who I was. But I had to be, I was worth more than that. And with that realization, I took my first steps on the road to who I am. So a sign on that road defining bondage is allowing my self-worth to be determined by other subjective limitations. So I found a standard that wasn't subject to permutation. Salvation set me free from self-imposed incarceration. So now, who I am is determined only by the Creator, not His creations. I opened Psalm 139 and I found my true definition. It wasn't linked to my profession or my current situation. It didn't fluctuate with emotions. In fact, it made me rise out of depressions. I opened it and it said, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made." And with that discovery, history was made. See, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if, for some reason, you don't behold mine, well, yeah. That doesn't dismantle what God made, because my confidence has totally been remade, and my value, well, it's not man-made. I know who I am, so I can embrace what I am. I'm 5'4", of beautiful, intelligent, awkward awesomeness who is fearfully and wonderfully made. And on those mornings, on those days when I wake up and I dare to forget what God has made, and the confidence of yesterday has somehow been mislaid, I react on purpose until my misgivings are allayed, repeating to myself in the mirror of life, "I am not invisible, I am not worthless. I am not invisible, I am not worthless. I am not invisible, I am not worthless." I'm 5'4", of intelligent, beautiful, awkward awesomeness who is fearfully, wonderfully, amazingly, and wonderfully made. And I dare you to prove different, because this is who I am. An amazing, God-like specimen, painstakingly crafted in God's own image. This is who I am.